Hello everyone and welcome to this FPL Gameweek 14 press conference stream with me, Holly Shand, ahead of the midweek round of games. The deadline is 6 PM UK time tonight, GMT. This is my my first of two live streams today. I am going to be live until 2 o'clock and then I'm going to be back again 3 hours later at 5 o'clock for the deadline stream. And as is the case with a lot of these midweek deadlines, we're not going to go into this round of games with a full slate of information. We did have 6 press conferences yesterday. There's 10 today, some that have already happened. But the remaining teams that play on Thursday, Fulham, Brighton, Bournemouth, Spurs, they won't have their press conferences until tomorrow, which is after the deadline. So we know what chaos we can get with these midweek rounds. So it is a good opportunity to look at your bench, strengthen your bench, order your subs, choose your vice captain wisely. Talking of captaincy, the Captain Polly's live. Interested to hear your thoughts in what seems to be a difficult week to really get to grips with who to captain, who the best options are. So let me know what you're thinking. We've already heard this morning from Liverpool, Newcastle, Chelsea, and Southampton as well. I got the press conference times off Sky Sports this morning. The Chelsea presser was initially scheduled for 1 o'clock, then it was 11 AM. The Southampton one wasn't advertised at all, but that has gone this morning. But this afternoon we're going to hear from Pep very, very soon. At 1:15 we've got the Wolves press conference, then at 1:30 it's Arsenal, Brentford and Everton. Arsenal is the one we really want because we've got Gabriel flagged at the moment. He was a doubt going into the game against West Ham. Got a big blow to the head against West Ham, but didn't go off as a concussion substitute, but was substituted at half-time. At the time, Arteta said it was a recurrence of the injury that he'd sustained in midweek, or the knock he'd sustained in midweek. I think he will be fine. Could be a bit of a concussion thing. But he's not going to have that 7 days of concussion substitute. We've also heard from Eddie Howe this morning, who was coy on the availability of Isak, but beIN Sports have reported that he is fit to face Liverpool. And fingers crossed, Solanke is expected to recover from illness, but we don't know for sure because Postecoglou's presser isn't until tomorrow. Come and say hello in the live chat. I'm going to go straight to X to check whether the City presser has started. Doesn't look like it. We're okay. So that gives me the opportunity to come and say hello in the chat because there's a lot of you in already. So do come and make sure that you're saying hello. Odin was here early. Says, hey, Holly, good to see you. Other member. Hang on. I think there's something gone weird with the chat so you can't actually see it. So let me just fix that quickly. There was Odin. Ali Razor said, good morning, Holly. 7:30 AM in Washington, D.C. Let's go. FPL Down Under is in and modding. Light Ray says, hi, Holly. Hello, everyone. Bonkers LFC, I think Allison is fit, but they're taking no chances. Yeah, saw that one. I'll cover that one shortly. Mucky Man is in. TM Barnes says, FPL Mix here. I'd like to see if you'll make any changes or roll. Yeah, it's a roll for me at the moment. Should I put my team up? Yeah, this is me at the moment, rolling. Captaincy is the thing that's playing on my mind at the moment. Shiraz is in and modding. Good to see you, Shiraz. Scott is in from Lexington, Kentucky. Gazman says, afternoon, Holly. Already moved Bruno to Saka this week. What a move. I'm very jealous. I'm seeing sides that are doing Mbermo to Saka this week, which I think is brilliant. Considering a hit for Mbermo to Rashford / Ahmad and Solanke to Watkins for 15. Thoughts? I mean, we could talk about game week 15, but there's a lot of football to be played before then and everything can change. John is in and modding. Good to see you. Odin says Palmer captain the only choice. So great to see so many regulars here, by the way. Especially because it's a Tuesday stream, so we're kind of out of the normal routine. So to have 200 of you in already is incredible. So I really do appreciate that, guys. Let's see then. Pep is in the house, so we'll cover that first, and then we can go through all the other bits and bobs of news. John Stones is not close to returning, says Pep. Problems with his feet. And a good start when it comes to injuries. I'm just going to check as well that I've not missed anything while I've been chatting. Odin says he's left the office to make the stream. Well, that is dedication. Yeah, I think that's okay. I mean, Pep's pressers are very interesting at the moment because he's trying to give all the lines of, you know, not concerning people, but everyone's concerned. They've lost 4 on the bounce in the league, and yeah, there's a lot to break down there, for sure. Kevin De Bruyne as well. There was an update on him. I don't know if we're going to get any more, but basically, he's got a bit of an issue and he's struggling. Every time he plays, it just aggravates it and kind of makes him out longer. So whether anything is said, I don't know. But yeah, it sounds like he'll also be gone by the end of the season. I mean, City, they've got Forest at home. So again, not an easy fixture, really, when you consider how well Forest are doing. I mean, I forgot what the Premier League table looks like. Can you imagine that Forest could be ahead of City, are they? Forest are a point behind City. It's 4 on the bounce. Losses for City is just incredible, really. But yeah, for City v Forest, what are we expecting from that game? Can Pep turn things around? Will that be the game that we start seeing improvement? It's got to happen at some point, right? Hasn't it? What's your thoughts on that? De Bruyne is getting closer than ever to starting. Maybe Ortega continues tomorrow, but Edison is still number 1. That's interesting. The other player that we saw benched is... Sorry, the defender we saw benched was Vardiol, who's a very popular pick in FPL. A lot of you in the chat are backing Forest to do well in this game. Matt says Chris Wood will score. John's glad he sold Haaland when he did. Kelvin's playing Alex Moreno. Mike's going for a 1-1. That is bold, though, to drop Edison. But it sounds like Edison had a good reaction to being dropped. Brian's predicting a Haaland mega haul. There is going to be a week where Haaland delivers, where we think, why did we sell him? But then you look at a week like last week. I was on the triple Man City midfield. Sorry, not triple Man City midfield. What am I talking about? Triple premium midfield. Saka, Salah and Palmer, and they all delivered double digits. So, it's an interesting one. I'm benching Rico Lewis and starting Chris Wood. Interestingly, the experts, and I think that short should be coming in the next hour or so, the experts are benching Chris Wood. Yeah, Pep said De Bruyne is closer to starting and feeling better. Edison's still number 1. Ortega could start. So that's your team news from Manchester City. So as a reminder, so it's an early start because we have now got a half an hour wait for the next presser at 1:15. But we have heard yesterday, we heard from all the teams that play tonight. I'm going to be honest, I was quite excited by this round of fixtures because if you're in the UK, they're all on Amazon Prime. But tonight, we've got the choice of it. Well, there's a 45-minute stagger between the games. We've got Ipswich Palace kicks off at 7:30. Leicester West Ham kicks off at 8:15. I've not got any players in those games. Unless I was to start Fabianski over Raya, I've not got any players in that game. All the good games that you want to watch are on Wednesday. There'll be a little bit of interest for some on Thursday, but Wednesday's the main event. So it's a bit annoying that I mean, as a content creator, the midweek deadlines can be a bit of a killer in terms of getting all the content out. But it is nice to sit down on a night and then have your FPL points coming in. So yeah, and then we have heard from 5 managers today, and we heard from 6 managers yesterday. So there's plenty to go through. So let's have a look at kind of all the team news that we've had so far. Let me just get the right tab. Give this a refresh as well. So Stones is still injured, a problem with his feet. De Bruyne is getting closer than ever to starting. Maybe Ortega continues tomorrow, but Edison is still number 1. We've had a super chat in from Odin, so thank you, Odin. Team is Flecken, Aitnori, Porro, Van Dijk, Mateo, Salah, Palmer, Saka, João, Pedro, Watkins, Cunha. Any advice, or do I stick to this team? No free transfer. Yeah, I mean, you've got the optimal midfield. I like the other picks that you've got. You know, the likes of Van Dijk, who I think could do very well this week. I really like João Pedro as a pick still. Watkins does look like a bit of a weak point, I'll be honest. But if I'm honest with you, these midweek deadlines and the midweek games can be absolute carnage. So I wouldn't recommend taking a hit to try and improve your squad, especially when it's like more sideways luxury moves. You're just best locking in what you've got already. I know probably something like Watkins to Jackson would be quite appealing. But if he blanks and picks up a yellow card and then he's suspended for the next one, you're going to be like wishing that it hadn't happened. So yeah, Watkins to go next week. That feels like the play, Odin. I'd just roll with it this week. So if we go through this recap then. Canate and Bradley are sidelined for Liverpool, as is Tsimikas. Chiesa has returned to team training, but the midweek's expected to come too soon for Jota, although he's not far away. Oh, Odin's gifting 5 memberships as well. If you've been active in the chat, you probably got one. So Brian, Paul, Rory, Zubin and Akpen all got one. So if you did, give Odin a big thank you for me. Now this is really interesting from Ben Dinnery. Now Ben Dinnery is the injury expert. He's also a big Newcastle fan. And I'll read you what Eddie Howe said first. He said that Isak took a knock to his hip. We haven't seen him in training yet, but we don't think it's a long-term injury. Okay? However, Ben himself has said, barring a reaction, Isak is expected to be fit, ... That would leave just 3 out for the Magpies. Reading between the lines, Ben knows that Isak's going to be fit and good to start. Okay? So if you're an Isak owner, he will be involved against Liverpool. The injuries at Southampton are just ridiculous. So Russell Martin is hopeful that Owen Achu will be involved on Wednesday. Jan Bednarek could be back, which is a big help. But the injuries and suspensions, you've got Downs, Dibbling, Harwood, Bellis all banned after all receiving their 5th yellow card of the campaign against Brighton. Leslie Okachukwu, I can't even say that, cannot face his parent club, so he's out. So the Saints could have up to 11 players missing against Chelsea. The Chelsea press conference was at 11 a.m. this morning. Maresca said the absence of Fofana is a big loss. He was doing fantastic, but we need to wait for him to respond. Reece James is getting better, but we're still talking in terms of weeks for his return to the squad. From Southampton again, there was no word from Russell Martin on who was going to start in goal. Lumley made his debut in the Premier League against Brighton as McCarthy was struggling to recover from a knee injury. Remember, Ramsdale is out long term. So all of that from Southampton does make you think that Captain Palmer is the way to play. Interestingly, 73% of the vote goes with Palmer, 14% Salah, 5% Saka. But there was a bit of team news from Newcastle that could boost anyone looking at Salah. Adding to everything that we got from Newcastle, something that was picked up by FPL Raptor, Isak revealed in an interview with beIN Sports yesterday that he's recovered from the problem and expects to be in the lineup against Liverpool. I am fine. It was really painful, a bad knock, but I've responded well. When asked directly whether he would be able to play against Liverpool, he added, "That's the plan." So that's really positive. I mean, the fixture's not great, but that is positive. Interesting news from Arne Slot on who's going to start in goal for Liverpool. We're waiting for Alisson to be completely fit because Kelleher is doing too well to put Alisson in goal if he's only 50%. That would not be good. He's getting there. It might take a few extra days, but he's getting closer. The end phase of a rehab is always the period when you feel like, okay, is he really there or does he need the extra days? But he will be in goal before the end of December if things continue like they are now. So, yeah, sounds like Kelleher's still going to be starting the next few for Liverpool. Now, Trent Alexander-Arnold, who looked to be a great pick for this week, especially given the high shot volume we've seen in recent games. Remember, he's massively underperformed his XA and his big chances created to only have the one assist. Slot said this, that results will determine if his decisions are good at fullback. He says that Trent is unlikely to play the full 90 minutes against either Newcastle or Everton this week. That does put me off buying. Because obviously he worked really hard in the game against Man City. There are people buying. He's had almost 100,000 transfers in. He played 72 minutes against City. I don't think he's going to start all three. I think he could miss the Newcastle game. I guess the only saving grace is that Bradley is injured. So maybe Trent starts and goes off early. Maybe that's going to be the play from Slot. We will hear from Unai Emery at 2 o'clock. However, we did have an update on Emi Martinez. This isn't good. I mean, my team, I've got Konza in, who I'm planning on starting this week at home to Brentford. But Martinez suffered a small finger fracture and it's assumed he's had surgery. Recovery time dependent on the location of the fracture, but it is usually 2 to 4 weeks. This could potentially be lengthened due to the nature of a goalkeeper. So, yeah, that is not good news for Aston Villa and those on Aston Villa defence. I mean, it's a real shame because the fixtures are lovely for Villa. There's plenty that would have considered buying a Villa defender this week. You've got Brentford at home, Southampton at home, followed by Forest away. They look like good buys for a couple of clean sheets this midweek, but that's up for debate now. This was the update from Newcastle. We had the update on Isak. Then we had Dan Burn. Got through the game well. When he got suspended, we used that as an opportunity to look after his ankle and get himself fit. He was outstanding against Palace and he came through the game okay. So it sounds like Dan Burn will be okay. Remember, we're not going to hear from Postecoglou today to give us an update on Solanke pre-deadline. His absence yesterday was due to illness. Apparently he came in, wasn't looking the best, under the weather, so he was sent home. Full recovery now ahead of the next match. So I think that kind of means that he will be okay to play the next game, but obviously there is a little bit of risk in there with that. And to follow that up, when asked directly, will Solanke return on Thursday? I hope so. He trained yesterday, but he came in today, sent it home. It's obviously an illness, not an injury, so we need to see how it settles down the next couple of days, but hopefully it's not significant. Remember, it's Sunday to Thursday, so you would think that he's got every chance. From Manchester United, Mainu and Martinez will be suspended for Wednesday's trip to the Emirates. The United duo picked up their 5th yellow card of the season during a 4-0 win over Everton. Amarin had this to say: we have one more training session. Maybe Lenny Yoro is going to be in the squad. He's in a good moment now. His fitness is better. I think he's a special talent, but we have to be careful with him. Some players were tired, so we have to assess them tomorrow in training. Harry Maguire made his return at the weekend as a substitute. Luke Shaw is keen for minutes. Fernandes is fit to play, but Johnny Evans and Victor Lindelof are missing. And then from Fulham, a little update on Andreas Pereira. We will hear from Arteta at 1:30, so in about 40 minutes' time, which is what we had post-match. Saka's fine, no problem, said Arteta. Calafiori and Gabriel will need to be checked. On Gabriel, the withdrawal at West Ham was linked to the injury he picked up in Lisbon. He did great to be part of the squad, but with scoreline and with the niggle that he's feeling, we decided to take him off. I think that sounds okay. I don't know if there's any owners of Gabriel in the chat that are not feeling that one, but that was the update there. Updates from West Ham. Kudus is back following a 5-game ban. He's fit and ready, which is good news. Fulkrug is improving and is very close. Tomorrow I think is going to be difficult, but hopefully he'll be ready for the next matches. He won't be fully fit. 3 months is a long time, but thankfully he is close. I can see that Odin's just said in the chat, Gabriel should start. Arsenal fan here. John said, please don't spam the chat, it's a busy stream, so questions might not get answered. Try to only ask once. Yeah, I will do some questions soon. I'm just going through this first. Conor Bradley and Ibrahim Konate face a race against time to play again this year. All day from Forest, same team will travel to the Etihad. Gibbs White and Anderson return to the side on Saturday, leaving only Sinagre and Danilo in the treatment room. Eze is set for another start. He feels okay, said Glasner yesterday. Physically, from his body, everything is fine. All players who were fit and available against Newcastle are fit and available for midweek. Wharton will be back soon as well. If everything goes planned, he will be training. Could be back game week 16. Ipswich, Tuanzebe has a long-term setback. Kieran McKenna said there were 1 of 2 further knocks to be assessed. Calvin Phillips, Ben Johnson have both trained and a decision will be made on their involvement. Leicester, Ruud van Nistelrooy's first press conference. Oakley will be part of team training. Harry Winks is doing individual work. Not a long-term injury. Hopefully we can welcome him back soon. And then this was the exact beIN Sports exclusive via Andy Kerr. Alexander Isak is fit to face Liverpool. He said he felt humbled and wants to give Newcastle fans something back. So there we go. That's kind of everything that we've got so far from these press conferences. As I said, we are covering quite a few press conferences today. The next one's coming up in about 20 minutes. So gives us time to do some questions and talk about some other bits as well. One big thing that I want to tell you about is, and I will do some questions in a moment, is a giveaway for Game Week 14. A lot of you will probably be in my Sleeper League this week. I'm giving a £250 Amazon voucher away to the best predictor for the midweek games. So you just go on the Sleeper app and put your predictions in for each game, and the one that gets the most right wins. It's just win or draw. But also, there's a random giveaway that is taking place today, and I will reveal the winner at 5:30 tonight on the deadline stream. All you have to do, and this is to win another £250 Amazon voucher, is join my Sleeper League using the link in the description to this video and write the word Prime in the chat on there. And I'm keeping an eye on this because there's quite a few that have joined, which is great. It's not just anyone that's in the league. It's got to be someone that's actually taken the time to write the word Prime in the chat. The reason I'm doing it this week is because obviously we've got the Amazon fixtures are all on Amazon Prime, and that's why I'm giving away the Amazon voucher. I can see some of you joining live now. Actually, James SST has joined. But yeah, if I just have a quick count up, there's not loads and loads of entries, so you've got a good chance. I think at the last count there was like 35. Oh, they're flooding in now. We're at 40. We're at about 40. So all you have to do is put Prime in, and then you'll be part of it. I can see loads coming in now. James, Ali Razor, FPL Boona, FPL Chicken. So just write Prime in there, and then at 5:30 on the deadline stream, come back, and someone that's written Prime in the chat will be the winner. But of course, as well, get your predictions in for the games. Just win, lose, draw. So Ipswich v Palace. Probably go for a draw for that one, actually. Leicester, West Ham. Feel like Leicester could just edge that. But it's literally just one click for each game. Boona's coming in with team leaks already in the chat on there. Standard. So yeah, keep going. Keep putting those in. I'll do like a spin the wheel or something later. It's got to be on the Sleeper app though, not on here. Right, now we've done all that then, I'm going to put my team back on screen and I'm going to answer some questions. Get rid of some of these tabs out of the way, clear some space. I just wanted to make sure that I've not missed anything important. I don't think I will have done because there's no press conferences going on at the moment. But yeah, it feels like there's a lot of different bits and bobs of news, and there's quite a few news outlets out there that are keen to leak news just to keep everyone up to date, especially with the lack of press conferences pre-deadline. But no, I think we're good at the moment. So let's do some questions. I know I've probably missed some member questions along the way as well, so I'll try and cover some of those. Shiraz asked, thinking of captaining Watkins this week, but till now my captain is Palmer. I wouldn't captain Watkins this week. I feel like Villa's form hasn't been good. Martinez, hey, have we lost me? What is going on? Why is my camera off? It's completely disappeared. How has that happened? When did I disappear? I'm here now. Where am I? Jan is in the chat. He says, where are you? I don't know. Hang on. Something just... There we go. Something just went weird. I'm back. I never went. Every time you show your team, you disappear. I know what has happened. I've put myself in a drop-down box. But I'm back now. But yeah, what was I saying? Villa's form's just been all over the place and Martinez is a loss, so I don't want to back Watkins enough to want to captain him. Killer Rat's looking at moving to Palmer captain. Yes, he's tricky in there. I think that Salah will do well. He's just so consistent. The thing that concerns me about Palmer is his away form. Yeah, it's a mad week, Mike. But good. Oh, I disappeared before as well, did I? God knows what's going on. Technology, eh? John also said, don't start Fabianski. No, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, Gianni is in the chat. And Shiraz has asked if we're going to raid him. Well, we absolutely are. We're going to be heading over to Gianni's channel at about 2 o'clock. He's raising a ton of money for Street Child United. And we're going to be joining him and supporting him in that. Ella Razor says, should we play Man City defenders? Hub is recommending yes, but not sure. What are your thoughts? Let's have a look at... Let me do this without breaking everything again. Sorry, that's probably not the bit I want. Get rid of my team. So if we look purely at match odds for this week. So clean sheet odds, top are Chelsea, second are Liverpool, third are Arsenal. Man City are fourth there with 45% chance of a clean sheet, but I feel like that's kind of based on an algorithm that considers a lot of historic data on the quality of City defence. If you actually delve into the numbers for the City defence over the last 4 game weeks, it's pretty grim viewing, if I'm honest. Expected goals conceded over the last 4 game weeks. Man City are top with a margin of 2. They've conceded more big chances on goal than any other team in the last 4 game weeks. 10 more than Spurs, who are in second place. Okay? So I would be quite happy, well, I am starting Chris Wood this week, but quite happy with the decision to start City this week. And yeah, I wouldn't be going there Man City defence on a razor at all. Oh, Al Chesterton, good to see you. Definitely lost my place in the chat now. Don't know how I've managed that. I missed a super from a membership comment from John. Hit the like button, get Holly Stream out there. Every like and sub helps. It absolutely does. FPL Amateur reminds us there's many price changes tonight. I wouldn't make moves just to avoid price changes, but thinking of Solanke and Burma to Pedro and Semenyo, is that cool? I'd sooner go to Jackson, if I'm honest, than João Pedro. What was I just going to look at? I've completely lost my train of thought. Oh, the price changes, that was it. I'm going mad. Yeah, lots of players due to rise and fall tonight. Jackson, Timber, Stupin and Rashford, Kukureya, Kelleher and Cunha. Even more dropping, including Solanke and Burmo, Vardiol, Smith Rowe, Isak, Watkins. That's pretty woeful. And then due to go up tomorrow, we've got Gabriel, Palmer, Saka, Joe Gomez as well. Chris Wood's set for a price drop tomorrow. Marcus says, Holly giving the Friday feeling. Yeah, I'm going to be confused tomorrow when it's only Wednesday. And then I've got all the work to do again this week. Paul Ellis needs Matoma news. You're not going to get it. With Brighton not playing until Thursday, I believe Hurst's press conference will probably be about 5 a.m. Not 5 a.m., 9 a.m. tomorrow, UK time. So that's not going to help you. He's yellow flagged, isn't he? I've heard nothing though at the moment. There's plenty going on today. Yeah, Gianni had said, see you guys in an hour. Absolutely, Gianni. I'm looking forward to it. FPL North. Transfer out Fleckham because I wasn't sure of Fabianski. FPL Key says, how are you doing? Any big news so far? Sorry, I'm not sure it's already been asked yet. Seems to be quite a lot of news. Isak is expected to be fit. Gabriel reported a knock. We'll hear from Arteta in 25 minutes. Solanke expected to recover from illness. Monkey Man says, is Elanga fit? Yes. Who would you start? Mikel, Rico Lewis, or Van Heck? Oh. I don't know. It's a tough one, really. I'm just trying to think who's going to be the one with the most clean sheet potential. Probably Van Heck out of those. Glyn says, any news on Jackson is predicted to be benched? No, not heard anything. Chantal is in from sunny Barbados. Alan, why would you get rid of Watkins next game week? I just wouldn't take a hit this week to get rid of him. FPL Amateur says, I can see an early Jackson sub with a blank, then plays against Spurs and gets his yellow, then suspended. Could be an awful move by many. Yeah, exactly. I think it's really difficult this time of year to be walking the tightrope with those suspensions. Travels with GG says, I've kept Haaland this long. I'm just going to stick with it. I can get Saka if I can get a 4 million defender. Any suggestions? I've made a mistake. What's a few more? I mean, the 4 million defenders, there's not a great deal of options. You probably go with an Ipswich defender. I don't know what we could get. We could get a new manager bounce from Leicester, but then the 11 is not guaranteed, so you're probably better off with Ipswich. Yeah, Owen says Haaland isn't done. Good underlying stats still. Yeah, I agree. Shall I show you his stats? So, hang on. If we look at the last 4 game weeks, he's top for shots with 21. Top for shots on target with 8. He's top for shots in the box with 19. Second for big chances behind Salah with 7. That, like, Salah's numbers are just ridiculous. They're never normally as high as this. He's also second behind Salah for XG over the last 4 on 3.55. Only got the 1 goal though. If we look at predicted points for the next few weeks, it's again a bit grim reading for Haaland owners. Sorry, I feel like I'm sliding down my chair. I need to sit up straight. FPL Chicken with a benching headache. Would Semenyo Bruno bench one, please? Semenyo is the only one not on pens. I do prefer... Oh, sorry, I'm really tired today. I do prefer Semenyo. Semenyo's fixture this week, though. Kaz, would it be best to sell Vardy for Van Dijk now? Man City's inconsistent defence is worrying me. Yeah, I'd get that done. Paul, I was wondering to sell Aina for Wan-Bissaka. No, that feels a bit sideways. FPL North, start Smith Rowe or Mbermo? Mbermo. Moko. Is it too late to buy Cunha? No. People are still buying this week. It's the third most bought player this week, Cunha. Shiraz, would you start Greaves this week? And will we get any news if Greaves will start or not? I mean, we could get some news. I feel like Ipswich aren't high profile enough that we get the leaks, even though they are the first game of the game week. I guess it's if he starts, isn't it? But we're probably not going to know that. This has made me laugh from Buggershall. Solanke has been suffering from NGS, no goal syndrome. Henry asks, Ahmad or Rogers? I think I'd quite like Ahmad at the moment. Uncle B, would you start Mbermo or Semenyo? Semenyo. Andy says, hi all, Holly, your team looks strong, thank you. I hope it transforms into points. Bonkers LSC, who do you think, Wolves or Everton? Gotta be Wolves, surely. I think I'll go with that on my sleeper prediction. How are we doing with that? Have you all joined in yet? Link's still in the description. Click on the link, download the sleeper app, type Prime in the chat, and someone's gonna win 250 quid Amazon voucher. There's plenty that have joined on this stream, so good to see you all in there. Have I caught up with the chat? I must have done. Maybe not. Maybe I just scrolled by accident. Watkins' predicted points for this week are 5.8 against Brentford. FPL Emerton says, is Olsen playing? Yeah, he should be. It's not going to be Martinez, so you'd imagine it's Olsen. If so, Mbermo could be a great asset. I've heard Olsen doesn't keep many out. That's a good point. Am I making the wrong decision on who to start and who to bench? When I went on the hub, on the My Team, I think it was Mbermo bench. I don't think there was a great... Oh, no, it wasn't. Oh, maybe it was. So they would rank them, Mbermo, Rogers, and then Solanke. You can't... Solanke is only because he's flagged, though. It's Bournemouth away, which is his old club. If it wasn't for that flag... It's Mbermo v Rogers. Like, who do you think I should start between Mbermo and Rogers? When I'd initially made the decision to bench Mbermo, I didn't know the news that Martinez was out. She's clouding my judgment a little bit, I'll be honest. Everyone in the chat saying playing Burmo. Maybe I should. I think I'd be more disappointed if I benched Burmo when he did well, v benching Rodgers and he did well. So maybe I'll switch that round. Yeah, a lot saying that they've sold Burmo, which kind of gives me more motivation. It's that and captaincy. I mean, on paper, Palmer is the standout captain. But then you look at Salah and how consistent he's been. Like, you're just expecting another 10 plus points, aren't you, against Newcastle? Shall I put it to a poll? So we've got Rodgers. It's the same fixture as well, isn't it? Martinez is out though. Let me know what you think. We are now waiting then for the Aston Villa press... Sorry, not the Aston Villa press conference. I was just chatting about Aston Villa. The Wolves press conference. So we'll go over to the tweet deck and see what's going on. Looks like Liam Keane on the start. Everyone is okay. No issues. Everyone is trained. So that's good news. So no injuries to report for Wolves. Obviously, it was a bit of a... Semedo suspended. It was a bit of a surprise, wasn't it, to see Wolves play so poorly at the weekend against Bournemouth. So hopefully we see a bit of a reaction in this one. We've got quite a few pressers as well coming up at 1:30. Just to remind you guys, so that the Wolves presser is on now. And then at 1:30, it's Arsenal, Brentford, Crystal Palace, and then 2 o'clock, it's Aston Villa. Sherry says, lower the volume on the screen transition. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that without breaking it. Get Carter also said background music is back. Love it. Was it? Did we not have background music when I was on the other? Yeah. When did we not have background music? Other than when I was in the hotel. That was like 10 days ago. When else have we not had? Oh yeah, that was it. That's what you meant. That's fair enough then. I've dropped my pen now. Hang on. Sorry, I'm fidgeting a bit today. Yeah, so we've got a few press conferences to come. The big one that we need is the Arsenal press conference because we want to know about Gabriel. John says, talent like Haaland doesn't disappear, but he's definitely out of sorts and out of sorts, Man City. That's true. Vicky's looking at Vardiol to Trent, still losing 0.7 in the bank. I would have said yes, but we got that news that he's not going to play 90 in both games. Brentford press conference coming very soon. Who would I sell first, Bruno or Mbermo? Bruno. I think I'd start Wood over Mbermo. WBA Vlogs. Thoughts on Andy Robertson? Can't quite get to Virgil or Trent, but wanted a piece. I'd sooner go Joe Gomez, you know. I feel like that would be the better decision. I always find on Sleeper that I never predict draws. Andrew Barton, worst FPL season ever. Record of 7 straight red arrows. Never known look so bad, yet my team still looks good. Yeah, it was when I heard last week that there was a 56-point swing of going Haaland over Salah and captain. Oh, Alan's just reminded us that Watkins plays Southampton next. I did well on Sleeper this week. I got a 7 out of 10, which is one of my best. I only need an 8 out of 10 to win my own prize. Arteta press conference. Arteta on injuries. We're going to have a meeting this afternoon. We have done a training session. We monitored and kept some players away from certain activities. They all want to play. He's not going to give us anything specific on Gabriel whatsoever. Arteta's a troll. Round 10. That's just ridiculous, isn't it? FPL Down Under went and Burma to Parma this week. That's a good move, to be fair. I like that. I think that makes perfect sense, to be fair. The Arteta presser. Paul says, do the player comparison on Hub between Rodgers and Mbermo. Hang on. I've got to find it first. Got to find the right tab. What have I done? Toolbox. Well, it's definitely good. And Mbermo's going to win. He wins. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm happier playing Mbermo, you know. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. I don't know if we're going to get anything decent on specifically on Gabriel. Probably not. We will see. It's a classic, isn't it? Classic we will see. We're also going to hear from Brentford and Everton in the next 15 minutes, hopefully, all being well. No one's going to be that helped today by that this week. What do I think of Kudos? I mean, he's coming in fresh, isn't he? I like the fact that West Ham are improving. Martinez is out for 2 to 4 weeks, apparently. Shiraz, Villa concede a lot of penalties. I do believe Mbermo will score a penalty against Villa. Missed the deadline? You've got another 4.5 hours yet. What did Maresca say about Parma? Nothing. Rodgers' goal or assist is 1-1, and Mbermo goal or assist is 6-5. Would I start on Mbermo or Semenyo? Probably Semenyo. Yeah, I think I did. I know I haven't released a form versus fixed charts video. I did update the charts though. I can show you this actually. This isn't looking as good as it should because it's my workings out, not the nice graphics at the end. But yeah, form for this week. Top of Liverpool, second Spurs, third Man United, fourth Wolves, and then there's a bit of a gap to the rest. Man City at the bottom of the form chart, by the way. Fixture chart, top of Leicester, second Ipswich, third Bournemouth, fourth Villa, fifth Wolves. Combined chart, Wolves are first, Bournemouth are second, Spurs third. That's the latest form versus fixtures. That's why I was looking at Semenyo in, but I haven't done it yet. Doesn't look like Arteta has been specifically asked about Gabriel then. Yet. Is Matoma injured? I don't really know what's going on with Matoma. Let's have a look on Premier Injuries. It was news to me that he was flagged, to be fair. EPL latest. Brighton. Close. So it's not listed on Premier Injuries. It's really weird then. What is going on? Doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, does it? Knock. We played 90. Nothing. So it's flagged 26 minutes ago. Matoma and Ayari suffered knocks, with Hersler hoping that they weren't serious. There doesn't seem to be a lot out there. Anyway. This is Ben Dinnery's interpretation then of the Gabriel press conference update. Arteta wasn't giving much away. We're going to have a meeting this afternoon. Gabriel was withdrawn on Saturday due to the niggle he picked up in the Champions League. So we don't know with Gabriel, but I expect he'll be fine. I'd be really surprised if he wasn't. I think we'd know about it if there was an actual issue there. Just to update then, the next press conferences that we're waiting on are Brentford and Everton. I think I've seen a journalist waiting for the Brentford presser. Sam Zabato from the Hounslow Herald, so I'm going to keep an eye on that one. Everton are normally pretty prompt with theirs as well. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on TweetDeck. Just interesting to see that there are talks of PSG and Salah surfacing. Saudi teams talk next week. Gris Khan has reported all part of the dance, in my opinion. Arne Slot seemed pretty confident the other day that he wasn't going anywhere. No, Chris Slater's not enjoying the transition either. I don't know how I can change the noise level. That's the only problem. It gives me properties. Audio monitoring. I don't want to do it and break it, so I'll just try not to do it. I love this from John. Never trust the Arteta presser. On my poll, you're not really helping me, guys. 53% have said start Mbeumo. 47% have said start Rodgers. Paul says if Gabby is not 100% fit with 2 games in 1 week, it would make sense to bench him. You can't bench him for United at home. Every game's so important at the moment. Liverpool FC TV said, imagine if you still own Haaland. Did not have him all season and also kept Salah along the way. Yeah, I think I did one of those, how many points would your team have had if you left it alone from game week 1? Because I started the season with both Haaland and Salah. Then sold... Did I? No, I didn't. I think I started the season with Haaland. Then added Salah. Then sold Salah after he didn't really do anything for a couple of games, and then he's just been ridiculous. Oh, I've had a super chat from Oppa Changti. Now, I think you've missed the putting your question with that. So I'm just I'll scroll up and see if I can find anything from you. Oh, I'm guessing it's this one, but let me know if it was something different. I have Evan Nielsen. So Kudos or Semenyo for the 5th spot. Semenyo for me, regardless if you've got Evan Nielsen or not. Yeah. Yeah, I'd still go Semenyo over Kudos. Just because Bournemouth are doing so well in my form versus fixture charts, it gives me enough confidence that you think, yeah, that double up is on. I'd say. I think it's going to be very good, a very good double up. I've not seen many managers with Evan Nielsen, to be fair, so hopefully that one pays off for you. Yeah, Killer Rat says we're getting a lot of Matoma injury questions. But yeah, we don't know. FPL North says, is there a website to check your game week 1 team points? There is, but at the moment I cannot remember what it's called. Andy says, I noticed I've got a lot of my players back from the start of the season. Yeah, I think I made a draft at the start of the season. I had Mbeumo in there as well. I was not hot on Liverpool to start the season because I didn't know what they'd be like under Slot. I mean, Liverpool FC TV says Salah could beat the FPL points record he set of 303 easily. I think at the moment he's averaging 10 points per game. I'm pretty sure he is. At that, he'd be at 380, which should be absolutely ridiculous. 13 games, 133 points. So that's over 10 points per game. Wazilish still in Haaland. Is he a must sell? I think so. I think if you've not got Palmer this week and you still own Haaland out for Palmer in, you know, obviously he's going to use you a couple of transfers, is the route. We're still waiting for updates from Everton and Fulham. Not Fulham. Everton and Brentford. I'm just going to check their websites for news as well. Says live Dyche's press conference from 1:30. No, so Sean Dyche is in at the moment. Brentford. Nothing there. What about on the FPL website? They've got the They've got the live press conferences. Yeah, it's a bit quiet at the minute. Oh, here we go. An update on Broya and Chemeriti. First comment, who cares? You won't play either of them anyway. Oh dear. Yeah, it's the Brentford press conference is going to be the one that we're going to have to wait on, isn't it? And that's coming from Sam Tabato for the Hounslow Herald. Whether they have anything actually on their website that gets updated first, I don't know. This is Ben now putting his neck on the line to say that Isak is fit. Sport page, I'd imagine. Don't know. Should we do a few more questions and stuff while we're waiting? JB says, Delap to Jackson or playing Burmo and Rogers. I do Delap to Jackson. Favourite captain this week is Palmer. Gemini DHK, who to bench? Isak and Burmo or Rogers? I'm going to say Rogers now, and I would start Fabianski. I know that didn't sound that convincing. Gary says, let the festive holidays begin. Love it. It feels like Christmas feels a way off yet. I think after this week, hopefully I'll feel a bit more festive. It's a bit of a crazy week this week, work-wise. John says the Salah point stat is swinging me back to captain him. Yeah, hopefully there's not a lot in it in the end, because it is good. Off topic, any idea what's going on with Trent new contracts? I mean, the same for Salah. Oh, I love this from Shiraz. There's a guy named Ryan who makes FPL videos, 925 subs. Can you get into 1k by the end of the year? Football chat box. Go subscribe, guys. Paul says, had Salah and Haaland since game week 1, sold Haaland on Friday, bought Saka and Palmer, got 101 points. If that helps any people still holding Haaland. I actually, because I obviously sold Haaland last week for Saka, same as you, Paul. And yeah, it was a weird one. Because Saka had already hauled on Saturday, and I was so excited to have Salah captain to see what he could do against City. I didn't even give it a second thought that I didn't have Haaland in that game. I didn't even have the fear. Haaland ownership down to 14% across FPL Mates expert managers. Andrew says, what's the sleeper link again? I'll put it in the chat. But yeah, you've got to come back later for the deadline stream, because one person at random is going to win £250 Amazon voucher. All you have to do is click the link in, I'll pin it, click the link in the chat, head to Sleeper, download the app, and write Prime in the pool chat on Sleeper. I think there's probably about 50, so you've got a 1 in 50 chance. So, I mean, it depends how lucky you're feeling today, but there's another chance to win as well. I'm going to give a shout out to everyone that's joined lately on the stream. So we've had FPL Nutmeg, Beardy Beef, Emmanuel, Chat of GPT 18, Pint 24, George Lyle, Happy Call, Craig A, Dead Palmer 06. You're all in there. I'm spamming my own chat. That's allowed, isn't it? Perk of the job. Surely. So it doesn't look like we're getting anything help from Everton. Broya could feature. Trinity not ready yet. And then on Calvert-Lewin, I've reminded him of the player he can be and the threat he can be. He showed that at Liverpool last season. He's not missed much on the training ground this season. Can you remember when everyone was buying Calvert-Lewin? I couldn't do it myself. So that's positive. So I think it's just this Brentford press conference that we're really waiting for. Which is a little bit steady. They're always slow. So I'll keep an eye out for it, to be fair. Right, what are we thinking? What dilemmas have we got? We've got, it's literally just this Brentford press conference that we know is captain, but we haven't had any updates from yet. I have actually got the iPad with me, so I guess I should check. Yeah, Kieran says, what else do we need to do? You don't need to do anything else. You just need to join. If you join my deadline stream at 5:30, I'll announce the winner. No, not, sorry, I said 5:30. The deadline stream starts at 5. FPL North, do we have to be in the deadline stream to win the voucher? No. No, you don't need to. It'd be great to see you though. But yeah, I've plugged it on this stream, so I know that it's going to be someone from my channels either way. So I'm happy enough with that. But yeah, it's just this Brentford press conference that we're waiting for at the minute. I'm just turning my iPad on to put Sky Sports News on to see what's going on with it. It's as if it's not happening, but it is happening. We've just not had any updates for it yet. What gay's got himself in trouble for writing I love Jesus on his captain armband for rainbow laces. We've not really got an update on Gabriel. Unknown 209. Just the standard comments from Arteta. Sky are currently showing the Everton press conference. Not the Brentford presser. They've just gone to an ad break, to be fair. Shall we do a roundup while we're waiting? I just need to give this a refresh, actually. I keep losing my tab. So Ben Dinnery's put his neck on the line and said that Isak's fit to face Liverpool, backing up the report that we got from Andy Kerr. I might just actually bookmark those comments on Broya, because it's probably a bit more helpful than having a video in case we look back on this again. Yeah, Arteta was not giving much away. We're going to have a meeting this afternoon. Gabriel was withdrawn with a niggle. The same niggle that he picked up in the Champions League, although I wouldn't have been surprised if it was more to do with the blow to the head. Everyone's fit for Wolves. Semedo suspended. Stones is still injured for City. Foot problem. De Bruyne's getting closer to starting. Ortega continues to play in goal tomorrow, but Edison is still number one. Canate and Bradley sidelined for Liverpool, as is Tsimikas. Chiesa has returned to team training. It would be too soon for Jota. Isak expected to be fit. Injuries mounting up at Southampton, but they could have Bednarak back. Downs, Dibbling, Howard Bellis all suspended. Yuga Chukwu cannot face his parent club. Southampton could have up to 11 players missing. Maresca said the absence of Fofana is a big loss. Reece James is getting better. We don't know who's going to start in goal for Southampton either, because Ramsdale's injured. McCarthy has a knee issue. Specific comments from Isak. I'm fine, it was painful, bad knock, but I've responded well. Could be able to play against Liverpool. So that's positive. On a slot, we're waiting for Alisson to be completely fit, because Kelleher's playing well. Trent unlikely to play 90 against either Newcastle or Everton. Emi Martinez has had a small finger fracture and surgery, 2 to 4 weeks, or it could be longer. Isak knocked to the hip. Dan Burn has come through okay. Solanke was absent due to illness, not injury, last weekend. Got until Thursday to recover. Mainu and Martinez suspended for the Wednesday night trip to the Emirates. Yoro could make the squad for United. Andreas out for Fulham. Kudus is back for West Ham. Volkrug really soon. Bradley Canate racing against time to play again this year. No updates from Forest. Eze is earmarked for another start. So just getting set up, guys, because in a moment I'm going to be doing something fairly fun. No updates from Palace. Wharton's going to be back soon. Tuanzebe out long term for Ipswich. Rude, Van Nistelrooy said that Winks is on his way. Out with not with a long-term injury. He should be back soon. And that is it. We have just had update from Brentford finally, which is good news, because that was the presser that we was waiting on. Sorry, I'll just give this a refresh and then hopefully I'll be able to cover that. So the update we had there was...
Thoughts on Nicholas Jackson? Oh, thoughts on Jackson? Got some teams to show. We'll get to that. As an option, given his yellow card situation, guys, don't let the yellow card affect you too. I think we worry way too much. We worry way too much about, oh, he's on 4 yellow cards, he's going to miss a game. There's a good chance, if that yellow card wasn't there for Jackson, that he would miss a game through the festive period anyway, just from rotation and couldn't get minutes.
Which is annoying.
The yellow card, all it's going to do.
That might be it. Why aren't my headphones working? Yeah, what I was doing is...
I chose Wix for my business because of its massive scope for functionality and freedom of creation. Being able to integrate and change and develop at my own pace. I offer a range of products and services. To manage it all from one place is essential. It gave me time back in my day to get going on actual projects. It really just made everything feel more achievable.
Oh, look who's in the house.
Meet the Ninja Turtles in Hero Wars. The legendary RPG Hero Wars welcomes new heroes to the battlefield.
Ollie, say again. What is going on?
Full power and thrilling battles.
I got you. Can you hear me? Say again.
I'm on 2 streams at once, so
what is going on?
Oh my god, are you?
You can hear me.
I've sent it everyone from my stream over
I'm on 2 streams at once, so...
Oh my god,
Amazing.
Amazing.
I'm sending everyone from my stream over to Gianni's stream.